Hi guys, my name's Carl Andreasen. I live here in Taylorsville, Utah, and I have fly fished and float tubed most of my adult life. It's just something I really love. And a few years ago, I started thinking I wanted to upgrade to a pontoon kick boat. So I invested, and I've been really happy with it ever since then. The only problem I've had has been these things are big, and for one person they are really hard, if not impossible, to move around much. So my biggest problem so far has just been how to get it to and from, say, the parking lot or my truck down to the water. Well, my young son Evan wanted to help me out and surprised me with a cart that he got from our local sportsman's store. Brought it home, and it was just a small contraption that you set a kayak on. Now, I don't know who sold this to him. He's either not very smart, or he's probably the best used car salesman I've ever seen. But he told him that's the one we need. Well, he brought it to me, and it didn't take long to figure out that was just not going to work on this boat. But I looked at it, I thought, you know, that thing's got a good set of wheels on it. We could probably make it work somehow. So I messed around over and over and over, trying to find some way to get that thing to work on here, where I could lift the boat on it, carry the front end or something. Just wasn't working. So like a lot of you guys, I went online and started looking, and it didn't take me long to figure out. The ones I saw were just not what I wanted, or they were ridiculously priced, or both. So I started thinking, what do I do? I want something that's going to work really well. I don't want something you have to put on the boat and take off the boat when you're not using it. I wanted aircraft landing gear for my boat. So what do? Well, I just retired from the West Valley City Fire Department. Hi guys. So the first thing that came to mind was a gurney. We've all seen gurneys, how the guys will lay somebody on the gurney, lift it up, and the legs fold out underneath it. But, you know, those things are super expensive. I was not going to replicate that. So I kicked around a few ideas, and that's when I noticed this. Our folding picnic table that we take camping occasionally, and we haven't used it for a little while, which made it fair game to me. We've all seen these. Costco, everybody else sells them. They have the folding legs that come down and back up. So my evil little mind started working. The first thing I did is I took the wheels off that other kayak deal, and I put the wheels on here, made a measurement, because my first worry was, are the wheels are going to have to fit in between the pontoons on the boat. So I went to the hardware store, I got an axle set up, drilled the ends, put it through, mounted the wheels, and measured it, and sure enough, it was plenty small to fit between the pontoons. After that, it was pretty quick and easy. I took the two rails that go along the sides here that mount these on and cut it to length on my boat to use, and this is what we ended up with. And I don't mind saying it is awesome. So if you come on up, you can see all I had to do was drill some holes in the rails on the side and mounted them onto my basket here with U-bolts that you can buy anywhere. Now the legs have an axle that go through the end of the rails, and they're flared on the end, so that kind of holds it in place pretty good. The other end was a little wiggly, So I went back to the hardware store, bought me a piece of threaded rod here, drilled holes in the ends, and then mounted it with nuts on both sides, which made it really stable. Okay? The one and only mishap I've had with this thing is when my son tried to help me out when we were up fishing, and he grabbed the cooler with one hand and the boat with the other hand and wheeled it up. The boat got off center on a little lip of the asphalt, and it tipped over, which bent this rod here. This is part of the table setup. And as you can see, it's really, really thin steel tubing. So I imagine that would have failed sooner or later. So back to the hardware store, I got a piece of solid stock, and there's nothing to hold it in here. They just slide through these two guys here. So when this is tightened up, it holds it in place. Now, if you can get a piece of aluminum, that would be better, because then you don't have to worry about it rusting. But I imagine this thing's gonna hold up just fine. It's about as simple as you're gonna get. Let's show you how it works. I've just got a strap right here that holds it up. We drop that guy. Reach down here with your foot. Lock it into place, and you're ready to go. Come back here, so you see it extends it down. Now when it sits up this high, because you've got a higher center of gravity, it can be a little bit tippy. The legs on these adjust. You can shorten these by adjusting this upwards. Just pushing the tabs in and let it adjust upwards. But then of course you got to adjust it back out when you close it all up. But I'll show you how good this thing works. I mean, it just doesn't get any easier. Okay? I can wheel this thing and all my gear with one hand if I wanted to. When I get to the water, it's just a matter of coming back, unlocking it, drop it down, put the strap back on, and you're ready to fish. When you're done, pull the boat up on the boat dock and wheel it right up to your truck. And boy, if you want to see a bunch of stunned, amazing persons, wait till the other guys with the kick boats on the dock see you coming down with this setup. It is really cool. So, again, it doesn't get any easier than this. And for sure, I know every one of you guys could manufacture one of these yourself. All you need is hand tools. So we're putting this video out in October. That gives you guys all winter long to put those together. So I'm really hoping next spring on ice out that I'm going to see a lot of guys with this setup on their boats. One other thing I did want to say is that I know somebody's going to look at this and say, hey, you know what? I can manufacture these and sell them myself. Well, if you do, my hat's off to you. I have no desire whatsoever to put the money and work into something like that. I'd rather be out fishing. And I don't think, no matter what, you're going to get rich off of this. So if you do decide to sell them and build them yourself, great. Just do me a favor and don't gouge everybody on this. We're all in here just trying to have fun. So it's about as easy as it gets. I hope you guys will have fun building it. I actually had a ball building this thing. So build it, and then more importantly, get out there and enjoy it next year. Okay? Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see ya.